Welcome everybody to Red Wolf Roundtable here in Vegas, Jonesboro, Arkansas. I'm your host Tristan Harlan alongside Cooper Melder. And if you're wondering why you're seeing two boxes right now, it's because Cooper had some onions before the show and his breath is horrible. And I can't take it. I'm sorry, Cooper, but you just got to stay over there.
I do brush my teeth. Don't worry. I do brush my teeth.
So today, everybody, we're going to have a lot of A-State coverage again, just like back in the original roots of this show. So we're going to go ahead and get it kicked underway. We got some men's basketball now. What a season we're having, Cooper. I mean, at the beginning of the show, we talked about Norchad Omier and how, he really needed to step up his game and get out of foul trouble early, and it seems like he's been doing that. He's leading the team in points, and he's honestly the best guy on the team and the best guy in the Sun Belt. I mean, Cooper, how are you feeling about it? I mean, we talked before the show about him and Desi. So, Cooper, why don't you lay some knowledge on us and give us your thoughts?
Well, at the beginning of the year, if you go back a couple episodes, I said, Norchad was my guy to watch. And he's really stepped up just from the first game. I mean, his defense leads into his offense. He gets multiple blocks per game. Right here, he's averaging 3 blocks per game in the Sun Belt. And he's really becoming the true big man, true center of the team. And it's worked. And, Desi, everyone's really talking about Desi Sills before the beginning of the season, but Desi, he's turned out to be more of a defender, true point guard type player, which in my opinion has led to all these points for Norchad Omier.
Yeah, Cooper, I mean, you're seeing the stats on your screen now. Omier, he's got 16.6 points a game, shooting 68% from the field, averaging 10 rebounds a game. He's averaging a double-double with 35 blocks on the year, and man, you look at the background, you see the beautiful First National Bank Arena here in Jonesboro, and man, oh man, like we were saying, Norchad, Desi, who's your number one guy? I mean, you said that Desi's playing like a true point guard. Omier, he's playing like the guy you thought he was going to at the beginning of the year. This team has all the makings to be a tournament team, to make the dance, to play some of these bigger teams and really put Arkansas State on the map, put the Sun Belt on the map. So it's only a matter of time before conference starts really kicking underway that we see Arkansas State kind of running the road a little bit, going to play all these conference teams and really winning these games, putting a stamp on the Sun Belt, moving on to bigger things, and that's the tournament. You look at the conference now, you see the standings on your screen, Troy at 1, App State at 2, Texas Arlington at 3, and there we are, the Arkansas State Red Wolves at 4. Now you see the 3 teams ahead of us as teams we should be able to beat. Cancellations, that's been the biggest thing with this season so far is, I hate to say it, but COVID-19 is really running rampant in the college basketball world right now. And Arkansas State, that's just been the team that's fallen victim to it. And you see that we're 2-1 in the conference, and teams like App State and UTA are 4-2. But Cooper, when's it finally going to end? What's it going to take before these teams realize, and the NCAA realizes, and the Sun Belt realizes, like, hey, guys are going to get sick. Like, it's inevitable at this point. I mean, I hate to downplay the seriousness of COVID-19, but it's at the point where these guys got to play. Like, these teams have to play, or you're going to end up coming to a conference tournament where all your rankings are screwed up and all wonky because you don't have those games. You don't have these guys that claim they feel fine, that can go, that can play up to 40 minutes a game if need be. But you're still canceling these games because you claim there's not enough guys. When does it stop? When does it end and you realize, hey, maybe we need to give these guys a chance because you know what? If it comes down to it and a team like Arkansas State gets knocked out of the tournament because of cancellations, I know a lot of fans and a lot of students that are going to be very upset with not only the Sun Belt, but the NCAA as a whole because this team has all the makings to make a deep run in the tournament.
Well, if we were going back and looking at the standings, obviously we would be higher up there if we didn't have those cancellations with Little Rock. And so you see UTA in front of Arkansas State. That's a huge game because this Thursday, Arlington comes into Vegas, or as we like to call it, Jonesboro, Arkansas around here. And I feel like Arkansas State, they're going to get it done. It's the Red Wolves. They have the team to get it done. And with the Sun Belt, unless you really get big non-conference wins, to get into the tournament as a Sun Belt team, you're going to have to win the whole thing. And like Tristan's saying, if you get canceled because of COVID, that's just, you don't want to see it because you have Norchad Omier, Desi Sills, you have the players to do it, to make the dance, maybe even a Cinderella run. We've seen it with Loyola Chicago. Why not the Red Wolves?
Right, Cooper. I mean, it just comes down to the statement of, just like we were talking about this morning going to class, like Arkansas State can lose the rest of their season and go to the tournament, run the floor, win the tournament and go on to be the Cinderella story like you just mentioned. And what a time it would be here in Jonesboro if Arkansas State makes that run, gets in the tournament on Selection Sunday, a team that a lot of people don't know exists, a team that a lot of people just think, is the little brother to the Arkansas Razorbacks. What's it going to be like here in Vegas, Jonesboro, if we make the deep run, we get to the Elite Eight or the Final Four, even the championship? I mean, I know it's a little far-fetched since we're a Sun Belt team playing a lot of bigger teams like a Duke or Kentucky, but why not us? Just like Derrick Rose said in his MVP speech, why not me? Why not be the youngest MVP? Okay, what about this Arkansas State team? Why not show that Desi Steele is coming from Arkansas and Norchad O'Meara, a freshman, making this dance and making a big-time run? Because honestly, this team has the talent and will show the talent on the court every night if they don't get canceled.
Well, you have to look at it. Arkansas State, really, you have more support for the football team. I mean, looking at the crowd-wise. So maybe our basketball team start winning a couple more games, start filling up that arena. And college basketball, home court advantage should work in your favor 9 times out of 10. You can have Kentucky go into maybe Ole Miss and get upset just because of the home court advantage. If we can get that here at Arkansas State, there's no reason we should lose a home game in basketball because we have the student section filled up. We have the fans packing the crowd, selling out the crowd to cheer on our Red Wolves, and we really need that. We need the support to show back up for our men's basketball team because they're doing something special, and we don't know how long that can last, so you need to come and watch it while you can.
Yeah, Cooper, and real quick, I just want to look at every student and fan of this Red Wolf team and challenge you. I want to challenge you to come out to First National Bank Arena for the next Arkansas State men and women's game, show your support, and really get on the court, not get on the court, but get in the arena, show your support, come out, cheer on your Red Wolves, and really show to these guys that not only that they have your support, but they can and will win the big game with your support. So everybody watching, I challenge you. No, I dare you to come to the next Arkansas State home game and cheer on your Red Wolves. But Cooper, that's enough of men's basketball. We're going to start talking about women's basketball right after this.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
And welcome back to Red Wolf Roundtable. Now we're going to talk a little bit of women's basketball here at Arkansas State. And they have been heating up lately. Their record doesn't really show. They're 7-6 right now. But hear me out. The women's teams, they got a new hire, Coach Rogers, coming from Coach Daniels. Now, Coach Daniels, he wasn't really getting it done before he resigned. They were averaging 77.9 points per game. Their record was 4-6 as him as the head coach here this season, and they were shooting 41% from the field goal line. And that all changed with Coach Rogers. as the stats are coming up on your screen here in a second, it'll show just how much she's really done here at Arkansas State here, Tristan.
Yeah, Cooper, I mean, like you were saying, the stats are coming on your screen now. You really look at it. Since she became the interim head coach, she's 6-1 on the record. Conference record, 2-1. The team is averaging 86.4 points, and they're shooting 70% from the field. But let's go a little bit into her background, shall we? Before she was the interim head coach here, she was the associate head coach at Arkansas State. Before that, she was the head coach at El Dorado High School here in Arkansas. She was the first African-American head coach to win a game at Arkansas State. In those 3 seasons at El Dorado, she guided the Wildcats to a 52-28 record. She led them to a state semifinals in her first season, finishing with a 21-8 record on the year. She coached 3 All-State players and 7 All-Conference players. She was a 3-year starter at UCA. She finished her playing career averaging 7.4 points, 3.2 assists, 2.3 rebounds per game, with more than 100 3-point field goals to her credit. She helped UCA to also win the 2012 Southland Conference Championship. Rogers was instrumental in A-State sophomore Jair Washington leading the team in multiple offensive categories en route to being named the 3rd team All-Sun Belt Conference player in 2020. Cooper, that's just mind-blowing. You know, before this year, I never really watched women's basketball. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have a little confession. I never really paid attention to women's basketball. You know, I called it and cab it, never really gave it much thought. But, man, when Coach Rogers took over at Arkansas State, I fell in love with the team. They were winning games, knocking down their shots. Freshman Jade Upshaw is really coming off the bench like a little spark that you needed. This team is firing on all cylinders. There is no reason why Coach Rogers should not be the official head coach of the women's team. This coach has not only made somebody like me fall in love with women's basketball, but she's leading this team, the Red Wolves. She's leading them not only to a berth in the Sun Belt Conference tournament, but they may even make a run in the actual tournament for the championship. So the question begs is, it's when, not if, when will Coach Rogers officially be named the head coach here at Arkansas State? And this really is a question up for debate for a lot of fans is, you know, do you want to see Coach Rogers as the official head coach? I mean, I know I do. There's no reason looking at her background, looking at what she's done since she became the interim head coach, that she is not more. There's nobody in the country more worthy than Coach Rogers here at Arkansas State. Not only is she a player's coach, but she's exactly what this team needs to really correlate everything together and really be one unit and be more the family type thing that you see in sports. This is the coach for the future of the Red Wolves. I don't care who is interested in the Arkansas State job. This is the coach we need to hire, and we need to hire her now. I mean, Cooper, I know we talked a lot before the show, but I'm sorry, this coach is not like none other. She is the one that's going to bring a championship to Arkansas State. And, you know, I just want to give a quick little shout out to Jake Williamson for the little background of Coach Rogers. But, man, this is a dream season for Arkansas State when it comes to basketball. Sure, we didn't have the real season of football that we wanted with a coach like Butch Jones coming over to Arkansas State. Speaking of, happy belated birthday, Coach Jones. But you really look at it, and we talked last segment about the men and how well they're doing. But just the women as a whole, women's basketball never really gets the sort of glam and glory that a lot of other sports get, like baseball or basketball or football. But man, you go watch any of the girls play in First National Bank Arena, and this team is not only electrifying, but they're entertaining. You want to bring your two-year-old child to a basketball game? Why not the Lady Red Wolves? This team is entertaining. If you don't listen to me, go back on ESPN Plus and watch the games. Watch how Coach Rogers gets into it with the refs, because she is that passionate about the game of basketball. I mean, this coach, like I said, will hopefully lead the Arkansas State Red Wolves to a national championship. I mean, I know it's far-fetched since it's Arkansas State, but man, when I tell you Coach Rogers has no other place to be but right here in Jonesboro, Arkansas, coaching the Red Wolves, I mean it with all that I have. With every sort of brain power I have, Coach Rogers is the coach that needs to be here, because she is what this team needs. She is what Jair Washington needs. She is what Jade Upshaw needs. She is what these girls need to really light a fire in the Sun Belt and really move on to beat a team like Mississippi State or even UConn. This coach is the answer at Arkansas State. This coach, I will forever say, is the answer, will always be the answer. So I wonder when she's going to get hired, Cooper.
Well, athletics, you heard it here first on Red Wolf Roundtable. You don't need to go outside of Jonesboro. All you need to do is do a little bit of 2-minute walk down to the arena, go to the coach's office, say, Coach Rogers, I'm happy to announce you're not just the interim head coach, you are the head coach of the Arkansas State Red Wolves, and you will lead them to victory. Kind of like our fight song says, onward to victory.
Exactly, Cooper.
But it's just one of those things we'll have to wait and see, and hopefully they will listen to us. Hopefully they'll listen to the fans, and if the fans, y'all love her. Let's look at the standings right now here for the women's. And you have Troy in first, along with Louisiana and Arkansas State.
I mean, yeah, Cooper. I mean, the standings show for himself, as you're seeing on the screen now. Arkansas State, they're in third. They're at 3-1. They've suffered some cancellations too. But honestly, I hate comparing the two teams because both teams are entertaining. But really, this team right here is probably the most entertaining basketball team that is a fully balanced team. Whether you don't know who's going to score more than 10 points a night, this is the team for you. If you want to watch entertaining basketball, this is the team for you. If anybody from the Sun Belt's watching this right now, listening to my voice, this team is going to be your eventual conference champion. I promise you that. It is not a prediction, my friend. It is a spoiler, okay? It is a spoiler that Arkansas State is the best basketball team in the Sun Belt. I mean, sure they're not number one in the conference standings right now, but when it's all said and done, the Arkansas State Red Wolves will not only hold the conference championship in men's basketball, but women's as well.
Well, it's one of those things, really, conference standings, when it comes to the tournament, Sun Belt Conference tournament, I'm not really sure how much the seeding does, but usually you have the top two teams, they get the first two couple game buys, and if Arkansas State can do that, they can go to Pensacola, relax a bit, and then next thing you know, they're ready to play some basketball, and come Selection Sunday for men's and women's, we'll be at the top saying, in the first four in, Arkansas State. And that'll be it for this segment. Stick around. Maybe we'll have something to kick around and talk about. You're watching Red Wolf Roundtable.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
Helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What's up, guys? We're out here in the freezing cold here in Jonesboro. Jay Vega's here. It's Centennial Bank Stadium. We're here with Cooper Melder. Cooper, why don't you tell the guys what we're doing?
Well, see Blake Group, he's gone out here for a state and heard they're looking for a kicker, so here's our highlight reel. As you can see, me and Tristan, we're not holders. At the end of the day,
now, kicking may not be my thing, but when there's no punter on the roster, sometimes kickers got to pull double duty. So you know what? I'm going to show off my punting skills right here, right now, to show why I deserve a spot on the Arkansas State Red Bulls football roster.
Oh, and the roll at the end. I'd say that's a solid 80-yard punt.
Hey, that's a solid 80-yard punt right there, my friend. We're not quite cut out to be Division I athletes.
Yeah, I mean, came out here having high hopes. Maybe if I would have stretched longer, you would have seen different results. But, you know, I think we've put up a good case.
Right, I mean, at the end of the day, not everybody can be a kicker, not everybody can be a Division I athlete. And that's why I'm officially retiring from professional football, college football, as a player. But as an analyst, I'm going to be at that desk every day for Red Wolf Roundtable. Cooper, I don't know about you, but I see this as an absolute win.
Oh, I do too. It was a great day. Now, Butch Jones, you know where to call us. Red Wolf Roundtable, we'll be waiting.
Yes, sir. Man, Cooper, after that one, my leg's a little sore. I'm not in shape like I once was upon the time.
Yeah, ever since my high school career ended, I wasn't even a kicker, but I did maybe cramp up 1 or 2 times walking up the stairs this morning after all that kicking.
Yeah, Cooper, I mean, back in high school, we used to sit on the bench telling campfire stories. But, you know, the reason why we bring that up is because, you know, former Arkansas State kicker Blake Krupp announced on Twitter that he's going to the Irish. He is going to be with Touchdown Jesus, and he's going to kick for the Fighting Irish in Notre Dame. Cooper, you know, we saw him play there late in the season, and he kind of choked on the kick to really win us the last game of the season. How are you feeling about this transfer?
Well, after I saw what me and you did, I'm kind of afraid that we may not have a kicker. But no, I mean, he's doing what's best for him. I mean, kickers, he was a great kicker on the Arkansas State team. You saw him have that clutch field goal against ULM, but also maybe missed a couple here and there. And, you know, the transfer portal has just been crazy this year so far. It's almost like free agency. Hey, come here, and maybe our former NFL quarterback will hand you a $1 million bag, something like that. But he's going to Touchdown Jesus, like you were saying. Maybe he'll get a Rudy where he gets carried off of the field. I don't know. Rudy was offsides. But Tristan, how are you feeling about it?
You know, Cooper, you made a bold prediction saying Rudy was offsides there. I'm sure that's going to cause a lot of debate on Twitter, which, you know, we're no stranger to being talked about on Twitter. So regardless of that, you know, you kind of hit the hammer on the head saying free agency, transfer portal kind of go hand in hand there. But, you know, it's just kind of sad saying that so many guys are leaving the football team that Arkansas State had to announce today that walk-on tryouts are happening now for the A-State football team. But you really go look at it, and you got to think about this. We knew coming in with the NIL laws that this was going to happen. It was only a matter of time. It was inevitable. Everything's about money. The tradition, the pageantry, the love of the game that was once the beauty of college football has gone, and it's settled in the dust 20 years ago, it feels like. I mean, I know I mean, honestly, it's been about that long, because I can't remember the last time a college football game really meant something other than, you know, really a national championship ring. But nowadays, if you win it, it seems like you're guaranteed $5 million. But, you know, back in the day when you were playing for Miami or Ohio State and you got offered that money, you had to keep it on the DL, down low, if you don't understand what that meant. And you know,
handing out McDonald's bags.
Yeah,
like
handing out
Tennessee.
McDonald's bags, singing Rocky Top, Tennessee. Speaking of Tennessee, that's where Butch Jones is from. But, you know, it's just sad to say that what really started off as no more NCAA video game has turned into these guys that are no older than us, by maybe 2 or 3 years, that are, you know, they're 21, able to drink and vote, or whatever. It's really shown that they have no love for the game. I mean, I'm not trying to call anybody out, Spencer Radler, but it just shows that the love of the game, the love of football, the love of basketball, it's all gone away. You cannot look me in the eye and say that anybody that plays a college game that is transferred has transferred for their own good. I mean, you could say they transferred for their own good, but you can't say there hasn't been a little bit of money involved, except unless you're going to Texas State like somebody did. I'm not going to mention no names, but if you want to play quarterback for the A-State football team, come on out. We have walk-ons available. But anyways, it just goes to show that I mean, there's not really much to say that hasn't been said before on any other sports show in America. I mean, the transfer portal is ruining college football. The NCAA is ruining college football. You know, I said it last time that they don't care about us. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about the support that we give these schools every year, regardless if they win one game or if they win every single game. All they care about is the green thing they call money, the cash dollar, the bling bling, because at the end of the day, money rules everything. I mean, they say money is the root of all evil, and honestly, it shows true in college football. I never thought I would say it, but you know, Dabo Swinney even said it himself. He'd stopped coaching college football, but yeah, he still has a job at Clemson. Funny how that works. But there's just nothing. There's nothing I can say that hasn't already been said. But the fact of the matter is that it's sad that I have to look at you and at everybody watching this and say college football is dead. It has been dead for at least 3 years now because people have been getting paid, whether you like it or not. Johnny Manziel, his nickname was Money Manziel, for crying out loud. This man was getting paid $50,000. Anywhere from $500 to $50,000 to autograph a jersey or a football, and he got caught. And now that they're allowing it again, you know, we raised the question: should Reggie Bush get his Heisman back? And the NCAA said no. It's kind of funny how you can do that when they were just trying to give his poor mother a home, but yet you're letting somebody like Caleb Williams get offered $1 million to go to a crappy school that nobody even remembers. I mean, it's sad to say that the days of waking up every morning, turning on College Game Day, seeing Lee Corso pick the mascot head is long gone. It's sad to say that I can't boot up the Xbox 360, play a good old game at NCAA, and really feel the tradition. That is what college football needs. We need to bring back the tradition. We need to bring back the Saturdays where you turned in on CBS and you heard Brad Nessler sitting there calling games, calling SEC games, calling all these good games, even Gus Johnson. We had Gus Johnson calling games on Fox, and man, what a guy he was.
Well, I mean, the NCAA now it's changing, and it's changing rapidly. It used to be, you know, some of these smaller guys going to smaller schools. Like, I mean, you've seen it. Matt Ryan played at Boston College. You really never hear anyone from Boston College. Used to, you know, this bigger school isn't looking at me. I'm going to go to this school and prove them why I should have been on that team. Nowadays, you go to school, you play there, you get good, and instead of staying there because the team at first that you wanted to go to told you weren't good enough, now you see players getting up and leaving to go to that same school that just told them a couple years ago that they weren't good enough. And that's why the transfer portal has ruined college football. I mean, why would you want to go to a team that told you in the face, you weren't good enough, you can't come and play with us, and then you go to a team, prove them wrong just to go back? I don't know. It's just one of those things, you hate to see it, and you don't want to see it. But, you know, if you want to see more of us or even hear our thoughts, check out our new Twitter account. We have it here on our new Twitter, Red Wolf Roundtable. So check it out. As you see, it's right there down below. Check it out. And if you like it, drop a follow. If you don't like it, you better drop a follow. Everyone better drop a follow right now. I'm waiting.
Yeah. We're the most entertaining thing you've ever seen. You won't even give us a follow on Twitter. Even if you don't have a Twitter, go download Twitter and follow us.
Yes. Well,
I mean, that's pretty much going to do it. I mean, we covered a lot of things. You know, we hope you enjoyed this week's show of Red Wolf Roundtable. We got a new logo. Hope you like that. You know, we got a lot of things in the works for you guys. Hope you like that. But for the meantime, hope to see you guys next week on Red Wolf Roundtable right here on ASU-TV.